Okay guys, so I've been building an app for quite a few months now, and I launched it on the App Store at the end of last year, and I've probably spent about 300 hours on the app roughly. I haven't actually kept track of it entirely, and so I'm just going to go through the analytics today on how the app's performed over the past month or so. So it's been about a month and a half since I've launched the app, and I just wanted to run through essentially all the analytics and see how the app's been performing and how much money it's made for me in the last month, because that might be interesting to some of you guys. So it's only for iOS at the moment, and I need to work on an Android version, but my experience with Android development is very limited, in such that it's only been Flutter development rather than native Android development. And so the goal of, I guess, bringing this app onto YouTube, doing some devlogs and trying to get a community around it would be to get the encouragement and support to build it for Android. So if any of you guys are Android developers or have any insight on the best way to get started for building an app natively, then I'd be very grateful for any input. And if maybe it's just Flutter development, maybe give me the pros and cons of using Flutter versus building an app natively with Android. So the app currently is built on iOS. It's called Fridg, and it's a kitchen manager app. So if we go into the analytics here on the App Store Connect, you can see I've had 6,000, nearly 7,000 impressions, and that is somewhat not accurate because I used the Apple Search ads. So I had $100 credit for using Apple Search ads, so I did some experimenting with that, and it pretty much went through about $20 per day, even though I set a limit of $10 per day. So don't fully trust that at the moment. I'd be a bit scared to sort of add my credit card to the account and run the ads. So I'm trying to see how far I can go with essentially getting a community around the app and seeing how much organic traffic I can get to the app, and even if the app's worth continuing building. So it'll be interesting to start doing some devlogs, and hopefully that motivates me to build out more features on the app and make it more stable. Currently it's built using Swift UI, and it's using Firebase as the backend as a service. So it's pretty robust at the moment. If I'm to be honest, I'm not like an expert on it, but I'm pretty happy with the stack that I chose. And yeah, let's just dive into what the analytics look like. So as I said, I had 6,000, nearly 7,000 impressions, and that using Apple Search ads, there's quite a spike there over those few days where I was doing that. So you can see I've had a couple of versions submitted. So I'm on version 0.12.1 currently. So I haven't gone to market with a full version 1 yet. It's still sort of in testing. And so I'd say initial launch date was Saturday, 14th of December. And then a few updates later, the last update was the 22nd of December, so just before Christmas. Over the Christmas period, I sort of thought it might be a good idea to run Apple Search ads because people would be at home for Christmas. Maybe they'd be more festive and hopefully wanting to do some baking or essentially just some home cooking over the period. And so I thought I'd run the ads. As I said, it used quite a lot of money, and it only got me about 3 downloads maybe. So $100 to 3 downloads is a pretty poor return of investment, if I'm honest, but I'm no expert with Apple search ads, so maybe one day I'll experiment with that a bit more. So you can see the total impressions sort of daily is between 15 and 50, I would say. Recently, it's been around 20 to 30. So a lot of impressions sort of, I guess, also came from advertising the app to friends and family. So as you can see here, the downloads by territory, we have China mainland, which is quite interesting because one, I don't have any friends or family in China that I know of, and two, I don't believe Firebase and Google services work 100% in China. So that being said, the app would be pretty useless to anyone downloading it in China, although it's available on all the country's app stores. So number two is the UK. That's where I'm living at the moment. I've got a few friends and family here, and that is with 30 downloads. The next is Canada. This is so high because my partner is from Canada, and again, friends and family have been interested in downloading the app. The United States, I'm not entirely sure where the traffic's coming from there. It might be some relatives of my partner. And then South Africa, I'm from South Africa originally, so again, some friends and family. So I'd say a lot of the sort of reach has been through people that we know and seeing it posted on social media or other platforms. So the only real organic bunch of downloads is China. So I'm not sure if that's bots or if that's people maybe testing the app, and who knows. So I'm not going to count those really. But if we break it down entirely, again, Australia, one, I've got some family there. And then all these other countries where there's just one, there's only 3 of them. That would just be organic, I would imagine. So definitely interesting. Product page views. So again, here, initial launch of the app spiked quite a bit. This was before Apple search ads. So we were obviously pushing it quite a lot on social media platforms and just telling friends and family about it. So product page views averages about anywhere between 0 and 18. Recently it's been under 10, above 1 and under 10. So definitely at the start, I probably would have been viewing the product page myself and doing as much research and comparisons into App Store optimization to competitor apps and anything out there. So conversion rate 1.24%, so pretty low. Again, I think that might be due to the Apple search ads maybe not targeting the correct audience. So I kind of wish that I never tried Apple search ads yet, just because I think it's throwing my numbers off and not giving me actual feedback that's actually useful to me. It's probably skewed those figures a bit, so probably shouldn't have done that. But yeah, as you can see, conversion rate's pretty low, but there is a conversion rate, so that's the most important thing. Total downloads 103. So I'm unsure if each time I download and delete the app that counts. I'm not sure. But initial testing, I was obviously downloading the app, and then different versions. I'd have like the Xcode version or the test flight version going onto my phone. And then when the actual release has been put out there, I'd download that to my phone again. So I haven't been doing that so much recently, but I'm not entirely sure if that counts or not. So over to proceeds. It's pretty sad. So I've got 3 in-app purchases in the app, or 4 actually. 2 of them are subscriptions and 2 of them are one-off purchases. So the first one is a lifetime access to the app. So that will be a one-off purchase. And the next one-off purchase is remove ads. So I don't have any ads in the app yet. It's definitely something I'm going to think about putting in the future, and essentially forcing that onto free users where pro users would not have the ads at all. And then the other two in-app purchases or subscriptions are essentially a monthly and an a monthly and a yearly subscription to the pro membership. So that unlocks more features in the app, and essentially would remove ads too. So I think there's probably been about 10 redemptions of the code that I gave out to early users to do the lifetime, I think the lifetime purchase. So basically my friends and family who I wanted to test the app, I gave them lifetime access to it. So that didn't cost them anything, and I could generate that on App Store Connect. So I've only had one actual purchase, and that was obviously a monthly, judging by the price, a monthly subscription, where I think this user might have actually done a 7-day trial and then forgotten to cancel it. So yeah, I guess that's kind of the beauty about subscriptions and offering trials, is if someone doesn't use the app, or maybe it was intentional, I'm not sure. But essentially, if you do a 7-day trial and you forget about it, then you at least get 1 month or 1 year out of the user. So that's, again, proceeds per paying user. There's only been one, so it's the same. Sessions per active device, 7.2. So I'm not sure if that's percent or if that's 7 people. So obviously myself and my partner use the app quite a bit, and I think there's a few people that still use it too. So I'm not entirely sure what that one is. If we look at acquisition, it sort of tells you where the views are coming from, essentially. So app referrer, I guess that's like a link from the App Store search, App Store browse. So App Store browse is essentially meaning that like you ranking for the keywords, or App Store search rather. And then App Store browse, I think, is maybe like if you're on a product page and then maybe you feature at the bottom of the product page under like similar apps or something. So that might be that. So definitely a lot of App Store search for the name. When I initially launched the app, I only had it called Fridg on the App Store. And I soon realized that that's a pretty silly way to go about it, because you're not really maximizing the use of potential keywords. And so I've called it Fridg Kitchen Manager, just to get those 2 extra keywords in there. I guess the biggest concern about not using just Fridg on the App Store is that another app could be uploaded with the same name. And so hopefully I can be the more dominant app with that name on here. And yeah, so that's another thing, App Store optimization, right? So before I was doing keywords for the app and essentially having a word, a comma, and then a space after that, and then doing like long words. So I'd have like multi-words as one keyword. But I soon realized that you can literally just do one word, comma, and then start the next word straight away without space. And you only get like 100 characters on the App Store Connect to sort of make use of keywords. So if you do publish an app to the App Store, just make sure that you maximizing that usage of keywords. And pretty much in the description, I don't believe that keywords are picked up necessarily that much by Apple search. And so I think you have to sort of maximize your usage in the keywords box and in the title and subtitle box. So moving on, I guess benchmarks, not entirely sure what this all means. Crash rate, looks like 0 crashes, so that's good. I don't know if that just means people need to opt in to enable that sort of analytics or not, but I haven't had any. I have had one on another app, so I've sort of realized that maybe you don't have to opt into it. So that was interesting, but that's an app that's got like 6,000 downloads. So to only have one is pretty good. But yeah, crash rate 0 on here. Conversion rate 3.7%. Retention, so it's not great, I don't think. I would say it's obviously in the first sort of 25th percentile. Moving to metrics, I feel like we probably looked at that, and there's not enough data to show sort of full retention. So yeah, that's just an overview of my app over 1 month. Thanks for watching, guys. If you want to check out Fridg on the App Store, please do. It's only available on iOS, so apologies to the Android users. And I'll drop a link down below so you can go check the app out. If you have any feedback, please let me know. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.